Okay, this is the first of however many there's going to be snow day videos, even though it's like above freezing. Okay, the first warm-up is I'm going to give you a function numerically, and then we're going to look at the second derivative numerically in a similar way to the way we looked at the first derivative numerically. Okay, let's say here is the stem of the question. This is what you would get, some words explaining what to do, and this is the table you'd get for an exam question or a homework question. It would say find the second derivative numerically, and so in order to do that you have to find the first derivative numerically, and we have the same methods we had available to us before: the forward step, the backward step, or the straddling. We're going to use single forward steps, and the reason for this is that we're not just trying to optimize the derivative of, say, 120 at t equals 120. We're looking at the collection of data as a whole, and we have like different goals, so we'll use different techniques. Again, if we were just saying, hey, I just want to optimize the derivative of 120, it would make more sense to do this, take these 2 points, subtract the w's for the numerator and subtract the t's for the denominator. Okay, that would make sense. But we're doing something different here. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to start off with these 2 points. Okay, and we're going to put the derivative here in this spot. Okay, so we're going to say for w prime of 100, 6.3 minus 10.7 divided by 110 minus 100. Okay, so this ends up being minus 4.4 over 10, or minus 0.44. Okay, and so I'm going to pause. Well, actually, you're going to pause. I'm not. And you're going to fill in all. I'll tell you what you're going to fill in. You're going to fill in these 3 spots, and not this one, because there's nothing to forward straddle. There's no forward step to take in this case. So you're going to fill in those other spots, and right now. So pause. Okay, hopefully you paused, because I didn't. All right, and so I hope the answers that you got were minus 0.21, minus 0.7, and minus 0.02. If that's not what you got, you should go back and try it again. Now what we're going to do is we're going to forward straddle step again. So we're going to essentially repeat, but just to be careful, because sometimes students are a little confused by this, we're still going to use the original t's, but now we're going to use the new w primes that we calculated. So again, I'll do the first one and then let you pause and finish. So the second derivative at 100 is going to be minus 0.21 minus a negative 0.44 divided by 110 minus 100, and that's going to give me 0.44 minus 0.21 over 10, etc. And so what's going to end up happening when you calculate that, you're going to get 0.023. Okay, so I'm going to pause, and you're going to fill in these 2 circles. Let me get rid of these big circles first. Okay, I want you to fill in those 2 circles, and again, these 3 positions are not going to be filled out now. You're missing, however much data you have for w, you get less for w prime and yet less for the second derivative. So you have only 2 to calculate this time. So pause. Okay, hopefully you paused and you're back again, and we're going to just figure out what those values were. So you should have gotten 0.014 and 0.068. Again, if you're having trouble, you should go back and do that. Okay, we're going to do another one of these. Same exact thing, actually 2 more of them. So I'm going to actually pause this time. Okay, so there's the problem, and I'm going to do just a few steps, and you're going to fill in the rest of the chart. Okay, so to get this spot, I'm going to do 14 minus 12 over 1, which is just a 2. And to get this spot, I'm going to do 17 minus 14 over 2 minus 1. So it's 17 minus 14 over 1. So that's just going to be a 3, right? And so you're going to fill in those guys, okay? Okay, hopefully you got the answers, and I'm going to put the answers in now. Those answers should be another 3, an 11, and a 24, and blank. This is a blank. Empty. Okay, now we're going to do the next one. I will do the first one for you. Okay, so you're going to go 3 minus 2 divided by 1 minus 0. Okay, so 3 minus 2 divided by 1 minus 0. That's it. Alright, so you guys, you try that. Okay, and your answers should be 0, 8, 13, and 2 empty boxes. Those are all empty. Those, you don't fill those in. You don't have to say it's empty. I'm just stressing that. Don't expect that. Okay, one more example. Okay, here's example 3. And to find this position in the chart, you're going to say 40.3 minus 27.5, and this is just divided by 10. All these are going to be divided by 10s, right? Because the steps are 10s. And so you're going to get 1.28. And for this position in the chart, it's still going to be divided by 10, but it's going to be 61.7 minus 40.3, right? You're going to divide that by 10, so you should get 2.14, and I'll let you fill in the rest of that. Quick pause for you. Okay, hopefully you paused and did that, and hopefully the answers you got were 2.75, 3.24, 1.21, negative 0.01, and again, nothing in that position. Okay, again, I'll do the first double prime for you. It's going to be 2.14 divided by 1.28, still divided by 10, because you're still referencing off of your original t's. And then what we get should be 0.086. And you're going to say, wait a second, we divided by 10 and then we divided by 10 again. Essentially, we're getting smaller and smaller values, and that's true. That's absolutely true. So you should expect that, notice when you went from C to C prime, you essentially lost a digit. And then you're kind of losing another 2 digits as you go down. And that's a normal thing to happen. So you should expect that. Okay, I'm going to let you pause. And the answers that you get should be 0.061, 0.049, negative 0.203, and 0.122. And again, 2 spots are not full of numbers. These spots, no numbers. And you say, wait a second, there was a negative in there. What happened? Let's just double check the negative and make sure we got that right. So we're referencing off of these values here and here. It's very easy to make a clerical mistake. 1.21 minus 3.24, still divided by 10. Okay, so let's check that out on the calculator. 1.21 minus 3.24 is a negative, and don't forget to divide that answer by 10. Okay, so just keep your keystrokes on your calculator in the right order, and this should be fine. And that's the end of the warm-up.